Hello, and welcome to our video in which we shall be taking a Porsche 924 for a spot of lunch.
Yes, it'll be a very quick one. We had a bit of a nightmare with the car this morning, and StarterMotor have come to the rescue and they've given us the keys for this, so we're going to give some thoughts and opinions and take it for lunch.
Yes, because this technically is probably the most affordable Porsche you can buy in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
So, if you want to get your hands on the wheel of a Porsche, is this the car for you?
Let's find out.
That's not bad.
No, it does actually sound
It pops and bangs.
really good.
And it's not artificial, it just does it. Okay, so that's his first. Parking brake all the way off. There you go. Right, cool. I'm sure that person wasn't late, just gonna let us go. Car park nonsense. Okay, now we're out of the way of anyone who we might be annoying. So, Porsche 924, what do we know, Mr. Facts Man?
What do we know about the Porsche 924? So the Porsche 924, first of all, bit of engine facts and stats. It's got a 4-cylinder, 2-litre. It's got a 4-cylinder, 2-litre VW Audi engine.
Yeah.
It was introduced as Amcar in 1976 because Porsche wanted to find something to replace that mid-engine 914 that they had.
Yeah.
And it was as it is today, still a good affordable way into Porsche. People loved it. How
much did it cost at the time?
I'm not sure how much it cost at the time. I'll have to double check that. But what I do know is that in the second year of production, it sold 25,000 units.
Which isn't bad to say it's a Porsche.
The car went on sale in the US in July 1976 with a base price of $9,395.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a 10 grand Porsche back in the day.
Yeah. Which, at the time, I don't know what the brand represented. I don't think it was as strong as it is today. But it was still a Porsche. The first time I drove it, I didn't like it because I drove through town, I drove home, I drove to all normal spots in it, and it for that purpose I was just a bit like, oh well, there's nothing particularly satisfying about it, until I went for a drive where I just went for a drive, like intentionally to go have a bit of a more spirited drive, put my foot down, properly put the clutch down, properly bang it through the gears, whatever else, and at that point it made more sense, because it's, whether this was intentional from the beginning, but it felt, when I was actually giving it some, it responded nicer than, shall we say, town driving.
Yeah.
And you also have to consider, like, 4 or 5 grand, you can be in a low-slung car, that has Porsche across the side, with pop-up headlamps. Do you want to point the camera forward? Pop-up headlamps. Look at that! It pops and bangs everything in the right way. The car we drove earlier popped and banged in the wrong way. It just gives me complete Peaky Blinders vibe. What was that?
Yes.
This pops and banged in the right way. Bizarre, and we shall change. Oh. Passenger seat of the Porsche 924.
The driver's seat of the Porsche 924.
Oh god.
The accelerator of the Porsche 924. Right, it's my turn now. Now, much like Ben, I have driven this car as well before. On track, actually, I nearly spun it. Anyway, onwards. I mean, Ben's given you most of the initial driving impressions, but he's very right when he says that you are here. You are very right when you say you have to, it does actually respond better to just
being picked up and
driven. But it sounds really good.
the kind of noise that makes you think I'm going faster than I am.
Yes.
It's not particularly tuneful or...
All we got up to there was 50, which is the speed limit of this road.
It's sort of, the best way I can think of summing it up is, it doesn't do anything particularly well. What it does do is make you think you're sat in a Porsche, and there's a bit of noise, and you're in a coupe form. It gives you like the vaguest whiff of what it might be like to have
a Porsche,
which I guess, you know, for £5,000, you know, it's a nice little price point to make you feel like it's good for a stepping stone.
Exactly, and like you said, just like you said on the way here, you sit in it and it's got a Porsche on the steering wheel. It's a recognisable sort of late 70s, early 80s Porsche steering wheel.
You sit low.
It's got the same gear knob as like a 964, or you know.
Yeah.
It says Porsche.
Up the winding hilly road.
Yes, it's not got boots full of power, this car.
No,
you know, you do have to change down a couple of cogs to get it up. But hey, once you've got it up, you're good to go. Said everybody in the 70s.
Yeah. So you join us after a spot of lunch with the 924, and the funny thing about the 924 is that it was a joint project between VW and Porsche at the time. Mostly Volkswagen funded and Porsche developed the car. The condition from Volkswagen was that they had to use an existing Audi engine. Porsche got to decide the format, obviously it had to be a two-seater sports car, but decided that they wanted a manual rear-wheel drive and for it to look like this. It was actually designed after the 928. It actually holds on very nicely, and we did get some nice exterior flyby shots so you can see what that looks like in motion. But it's been great, and thank you once again to StarterMotor for lending us the car, because obviously everything went wrong and they came to save the day again. You can drive this car if you look on their website and actually sign up to the things they do. That's the point. They're putting us in the car. You can do that as well. You can drive this very car that we drove if you want. So get in touch with them and they can put you in that or a range of other cars. But yes, that's the video. Thank you for watching. We shall see you in the next one.